Have you ever had someone in your life that was great, but you didn't realize how great they were until you lost connection with them, or they passed away? My grandmother was that type of person. When she passed, it wasn't a sad experience. A lot of feelings were let go of, but rather than sadness, her passing was a time of joy. My grandmother was a big influence on all of us because of her spunky attitude and her love for people. She was a do what I say, not what I do type of person. Although she knew what was right, she would only enforce the rules on others rather than herself. Many were frustrated with her because of this, especially my father and sisters. As they grew, she would tell them not to do certain things, and then she would go do them herself. This was just how she was, but no matter how much she annoyed you, you couldn't help but love her. She passed away when I was a bit younger, so I don't remember much about her. But the stories who she was have been planted in my mind, and I cherish them. When she grew sick with cancer, she was frail and couldn't do much. Even still, when she heard my mom had cancer, she almost instantaneously tried to see what she could do to help. My dad, of course, stopped her from doing anything until her own situation was figured out. There was one experience that occurred in which my dad was watching over my grandmother with his sisters. My grandmother was so strong in her faith that one time, when she fell asleep and then woke up, she looked around confused and then said, somewhat annoyed, "I'm still here?" She knew what was in store for her no matter what she did in the past and was ready to move on. I say you, I say you wouldn't realize how great she was until she passed because of her personality. She might have annoyed us, but when she passed, we reflected on what she did and realized how great a person she was, just for being herself. We all loved her so very much, and that's why we're here now. To appreciate what my grandmother was. A spunky girl who loved uh, being who she was and caring for people. She knew what was right, although not always following her own guidance, and stayed firm in her faith. May we continue to tell stories of her and her personality so that she may be remembered in our hearts and minds, and so we can cherish who she was.